Good morning, all of you. I hope you all are fine. See, in our previous session, we have taken one question and then we have done the programming of that question. Actually, we were trying to understand that how to make menu-driven program using functions. Okay, fine. So today we will discuss about the structure of a Python program. Now to begin with this, it is given here. In a Python program, generally all functions definitions are given at the top, followed by the statements, are not the part of any functions. Okay, now see what you have to understand in these two lines, that first of all they have suggested that all the functions we should write on the top. After that, whatever we are writing, whatever statements we are writing which is not part of the functions is called as actually top level statements. Okay, so therefore it is given also, these statements are not indented at all, means no indentation has to be given for those statements. See what you are writing simply. Okay, before functions whatever you are writing was actually considered as your top level statements, because you are not making any block in that particular case. Okay, so after this, these are often called from the top level statements. These are often called the top level statement. This I'll correct. Okay, so the Python interpreter start the execution of the program oblique script from the top level statements. Now what you have to understand, you have written your functions on the top, but then also Python will not read from the function part. It will read, or it will start execution from the top level statement part. No doubt it is going to read the function, but it will understand that okay, it is a function. It will not execute it until or unless you are not calling it. So for the execution of the function, it is compulsory that you need to call the function. Then only that part will be executed, otherwise it will be not executed. Okay, then next is the top level state part of the main function, main program. Internal Python give the special name to the top level statement as main. So see what you have to understand, that whatever you are writing in the top level statement is internally a special name is given to them, that is your main. Now if you wanted to cross check them, simply open your Python and then you write print and then name. See, that has given error. Actually you need to type double underscore print double underscore name and then double underscore and close this. Now see, it is showing that it is main. Okay, so what you have to understand, that your all top level statements are associated with the main, or you can say that internally Python has given special name to these top level statement, that is the main. I hope this is clear to you all. Now see, next is structure of a Python program. It is suggested what we have already discussed. Now it is given in the form of structure, that how you should actually write your Python program. The very first thing is, it is suggested that you can write all the function definitions on the top. Again, your choice. Okay, because see, actually it will be easy for you to understand the program if you are writing all the functions on the top. See, you will come to know that how many functions are there in your program, fine. And once all these definition part is over, no doubt Python will read this. Remember, it will read this, but it will not execute this. Okay, execution it will start from here, that is from the statement 1. Now you can see the indentation over here. Okay, all of them are in the same line. These statements are called as your top level statements. I hope this is clear to you. So Python will start executing from here. Okay, okay, now you see the next thing is, this we have already executed. Python stores this name in a built-in variable called name. To check this type, print name. We have already discussed and we have executed. Remember, 2 underscores will be there. Okay, 2 underscores will be there, so that 2 underscores you have to write, and then Python will show you that it has a main. So it means your all the top level statements are special name are given to them, that is the main. Okay, then next is very important thing, that is flow of execution in a function call. Most important thing, what is flow of execution? Okay, what is flow of execution means how the program is going to execute, or how the functions will be executed in a program. Now to understand this, first of all we will go for the theory part, then we will discuss some of the practical part. Now see what you have to understand, first of all the meaning of flow of execution. Fine. So the flow of execution refers to the order in which statements are executed during function run. How you are executing your statements will be decided with the help of flow of execution. Okay. Then next is, in Python a block is executed in an execution from a frame. Now see, basically when we are talking about a function, okay, when we talk about a function, you can see over here, not here, this one. Okay, fine. In this one you can see we have written the our program like this. Now what you have to understand basically over here, that when these functions will get executed, no doubt when we will call these functions, then only these functions will get executed, otherwise these functions will not get executed. Okay, I'll explain you with the help of one example also. But what you have to understand, that no doubt these are written in the sequence, but doesn't mean that they will execute in a sequence. It will completely depend on how you are going to call the function. Okay, okay, then next is, now the next is, as we have discussed that the block is executed in the execution frame. Now what is this execution frame? See, execution frame, basically when we are talking about a block, when we wanted to execute any block, it has some informations. Okay, it has some information, and which is actually stored in the execution frame. So basically you can say execution frame is actually holding some of the information whenever you wanted to execute any block. Now what type of information the execution frame is having? Okay, the very first thing is some internal information. So we have to only understand, like, these are those type of information which we don't require to know internally for the understanding of the system. Okay, so some internal information is stored. Second is name of the function. Which function we wanted to execute will be stored. Then next is values passed to the function. We have discussed that we can pass the values. Then now how many values we have passed. So all these information again will be stored in the execution frame. Then variables created within the function. Now if you are making any variable in the function, so those will be stored, or those will be also there in the execution frame. And last is information about the next instruction to be executed. It means once the function is over, which statement is going to be executed after that. So all these information will be stored in the execution frame. Okay, so you have to remember that what are the informations contained by the execution frame. I hope this is clear to you. Now let's understand with this program. We have already executed this program last time. Now we are going to understand this. Now see, what we can say over here is that your this def and def, these all are your functions. So totally you are having 4 functions in this. I am removing all these because I just wanted to show you something different. Okay, so as I said that these all def, and let me change it because maybe I need that again and again. So I'm storing this with try1. Okay, I'm storing this with try1. Now you see, these all are the functions. Now your top level statement. For example, I want, as we have discussed, we can execute anything. So first I am writing print I am inside top level statement. Now what do you think? Which will get executed first? Add, subtract, multiply, divide, then print, or only the print part? No doubt it is very clear, because we have not called these functions, nothing will get executed. Only this statement will get executed, because this is your top level statement. This is what you have to understand clearly. Okay, because this is your top level statement, so only this part will get executed. Let me run this. Run module, yes. And now you see. Now you see I am inside top level statement. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, then next is function calls. Now it is not compulsory that whatever sequence you have given over here, for example, you have given the sequence add, subtract, multiply, divide. So in this sequence only you have to call. You can call any function at any number of times as per your requirement. For example, I was in the need of calling multiply function again and again. Okay, so what I will be doing here, only I will be writing multiply, and see, we need to pass any two values. Either you can ask from the user, or you can randomly give two values. Suppose I have given 5 and 6. Okay, this function is returning the value. So what we can do, this function is returning any value. So what we can do, we can simply print. Either we can receive the value and then we can print it, or we can directly print the value. Suppose I am printing directly, print multiply of 5, 6. Okay, now I am going to run this. So see, you can see that it is giving I am inside the top level statement. Now again I am calling this. Sorry, it was given that 30, or we can write it properly. The result after multiplication is, and then the value of this function. That's it. Okay, just simply see the output. You can see over here that it is showing the output as I am inside the top level statement. The result after multiplication is 30. I hope this is clear to you all. Now what benefit you are going to need? Now what you have to understand, that how the execution started. Execution started from here. This was the first statement to be executed. No doubt we have so many statements, but execution started from here. Then here, what has happened? This is what you have to understand. You have written the result after multiplication is, after that you have called the function. Now see, what you have to understand, that whenever you are going to call any function, the control will jump from the calling function to the called function. Means here we are calling this function, from here it will go to this called function, because we have called this function. So we can say this is my first line of execution, this is my second line of execution, and this will become my third line of execution. This is how the execution will takes place. First, second and third. Okay, now here first it will go inside this. It will assign the values of 5 and 6 to 5 A and B over here. It will multiply 5 and 6 here. Then after execution again it will jump over here. Okay, this is what you have to understand, that again it will jump over here. It will give this value 30, and then it is going to actually print the result after multiplication is 30. I hope this is clear. Okay, now suppose again I am calling this function. Okay, again I am calling means again I am writing like this, print another result is, and then again I am writing same function. Now what you have to understand, that it is not compulsory that I have to write different function. I can write the same function again and again. Now again what will happen in this case, after this line, when you will come down, again you will see that the function has been called. Again control will jump from here to the statement 3, or to this particular function. It will jump here, it will jump here, this time with the value 4 and 5. Okay, with the value 4 and 5 it will jump here. Then it will multiply 4 and 5, that is 20, and then it will show over here another result is 20. I hope this is also clear to you. We can see the output over here. Just check the output. See, The output is given over here. I am inside the top level statement. Multiplication result was 30 and another result is 20. I hope these all things are clear to you. See, this is actually very important for you to know that how the execution takes place. Execution is generally line by line, one by one in the top level statement. But if you are calling any function, then the control will jump to that function and then it will execute it. Now when it will jump to the function over here, it will have all these information in the execution frame. First is some internal information. This is required for the debugging. We don't need to, we are not supposed to know these information. Second is name of the function. For example, this time it was mul, multiply. Values passed to the function. We have passed two values two times. First time 5 and 6 will go. Second time 4 and 5 will go. Then next is variables created within the function. We have created a and b in both the cases. You can see over here we have created a and b. So this will go in the execution frame. And last is information about the next instruction to be executed. It means after this return statement where the control will go. We have so many lines over here. So it will be having the address of this line again. If we are going from here, no, then in that particular case, this line address will be stored in that execution frame. Similarly, when from this particular part you are jumping to this function, then after executing this function, control will jump to this line only. So address of this line will be stored in the execution frame. I hope these points are very much clear to you. Go through these points again and again, and as per your book, try to read the pages up to up to page number 102. Okay, go through these all go through all these topics. If you have any doubt, kindly let me know, so that doubt should not be there actually. Okay, and you need to do more and more practice. More and more practice you will do, you will be able to understand the topics more clearly. See, this is not the theoretical concept, these all are the practical concepts, so it needs your more and more practice. Okay, thank you so much. God bless you. Have a nice day.